Hello everybody, my name is Franklin Day. This is my fourth YouTube video I posted. My first three YouTube postings I done was on my V17 148 scale model build. This one here is a card build I done a long time ago. I'd like to share this on YouTubers out there, all you great fellas. This is a card model of a Short Sunderland flying boat I built. I built this model about 30 years ago, and it's made by JSC. It's a company from Poland that publishes card kits. Most kits nowadays are published in Poland, and they seem to be the mainstay of the hobby as in European theaters. But a lot of card modeling is being done in this country as well, in the USA. The kit itself is it's for an intermediate model builder. I'm not too certain if they still publish this kit anymore. If not, like anything else, you can find them on eBay. The kit's model is 1/72 scale. It makes an excellent companion next to Airfix's 1/72 scale Sunderland flying boat. I'm not used to seeing a Sunderland with three-tone camouflage on there. It seems like to me it's like slate green with like an olive tan on there with an azure gray in the bottom. I don't know how accurate the printing was on it though, but I've seen real life photos of the actual flying boat in that color scheme as early as 1938 or 39 in that color scheme. This is one of the first productions of the Short Sunderland flying boat, and it doesn't have the dorsal turret. It has two side cheek turrets, one starboard and one port. And here is my Sunderland flying boat. As you see, it's a sizable airplane. Wingspan is 19¼ inches long. Scale 1/72 scale. Made entirely from paper. The beaching gear I made from scrap using cardboard, and I turned the wheels on my lathe. As you can tell, the camouflage scheme on it is early of 1938. It's supposed to represent either a dark green or a light olive drab. I'm not too certain. I'm not too familiar with this camo scheme though, but it's an earlier camo scheme. Then when this airplane was released to the Coastal Command Services, as we all know how it is back then, the aircraft was pretty all white, extra sea gray on top, and slate gray for camouflage. But slate gray and the extra dark sea gray is separation from the white of the fuselage itself. On the other section of this here, as you can see, it's almost like an azure gray, which is like a blue gray. The beaching gear is maroon color. Most of them either were red or black. Beaching gear is all made from scratch. As mentioned before, this is an earlier Sunderland model. Up here, as you can see, you have these side pack turrets, back your cheek turrets, on the earlier model. On the later model, they sponsored the dorsal turret, and these were deleted. That's about the only change that this aircraft went through, as the Germans regarded these things as old porcupines, because they had antennas that were positioned on top of the fuselage. look like cell phone antennas, but they use them as a form of radar that they use to pick up submarines and such. That was in the later Sunderland models. The model here, I has modeled here using the kit, is earlier Sunderland. Can't tell much difference between this and plastic. The card kits, they build just as good as plastic. I think better. And they have a trick to them too when building them. Card models are no different than anything else you build. They just take a lot of time. You gotta just learn the basics and the tricks to it. Because like I say, paper isn't forgiving as that as wood and plastic, where you can putty over or make another piece. Paper is paper, especially when it comes from a kit it's printing. But nowadays, you got a lot of kits. As for science nowadays, you can be able to buy a lot of card models in CD-ROM form. With CD-ROM, you can make as many as your little heart desires. But this is a kit right here, and I built this many years ago. About 30 years ago, I built this, and I had it posted on papermodelers.com. So any of you card modelers like to venture into the wonderful world of card models, be sure to go to www.papermodels.com. I've been on that website now. I've been a member there for about 5 years, and I tell you, it's the best website there is. The people there are very warm-hearted and are wonderful, and they'll help you out and do all they can. They got all kinds of good downloads too. So if any of you card modelers out here reviewing this posting I'm doing right now, is that they got downloads there, and you can actually download all these models that you can. But one thing about papermodels.com they won't tolerate is pirate models. That's when you go on the internet and unload a model, print it, build it, and post it on there. They won't tolerate that. It's their belief. Some reason they think you're taking money away from the authors who publish a model. But in my eyes, if it's out of print, and it's out there for people to enjoy, to unload, to upload and everything, I can't see any harm in doing that, but that's their rules, so you got to abide by their rules and policies. So I salute them on that. But anyway, here's my Short Sunderland flying boat. It was a fun little build. It's tricky. One thing I like about the construction of it, instead of having former to former, it runs like a tube-o-matic. It has a triangular spar. That's alignment spar that fits through the bulkhead formers of the fuselage, and they slide on. Then you apply your skins over and over to the fuselage to be formed. But it's a good kit. It's getting old. It gets dusted like most of them are. But one thing about card kits is that you get dust on them like that, you can brush them off with a good soft brush. They're about as good as the day you bought them. As opposed to plastic kits that sit around and get dusted, they just get ruined because you're working in that dust every time you brush. But somehow that paper don't like dust any more than us modelers don't like dust on their finished products. So you got to more or less dust them off, and they're just as good as the day you build it. I enjoy building card models. I think card models are one of a kind. They were once popular in the United States of America, but with the advent of plastic and balsa wood, there's no need for it anymore. So it seems to be the mainstay in European theaters like Poland, England, Germany, and such. I think people in England and Poland and Germany are probably one of the best modelers there are. And people really know how to do a good job building models, and they put their all into it. But anyway, this is my fourth YouTube posting. I'm getting a little better at this. I'm glad that everybody's enjoying seeing my Sunderland flying boat. And I'm here to share it with everybody in the modeling world. So please subscribe, and thank you very much, everybody. Time's kind of running low at my limit on my posting. I only go so long on it, so I don't want to overdo my boundaries. So before I close, I'd like to wish everybody a very happy and safe 4th of July. Any drinking going on like that, give a designated driver, because it's not right. It's not worth it, fellas, going out there drinking and driving out there. And if our law pulls you over, they can change your life in a heartbeat. You won't like it. So it's best to get yourself a designated driver. If you're at home, stay home. Don't go nowhere. Take the keys. Throw them over your shoulder. Don't look. And you'll thank yourself in the morning with a hangover. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. I have a lot more cardboard model builds that I've done. Later, like to show here to the world here. And I thank everybody very much. And as I said before, please subscribe. And thank you for viewing my YouTube. I appreciate it very much. And any comments made, fire away. And remember, keep it clean. And thank you, everybody. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.